Good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful day on the AT. I'm Bricks, for those of you that don't know me. For everyone who's been following my journey, welcome back. I slept very comfortably last night at the campsite. Woke to a surprise this morning, though. If you can believe this, my air mattress has developed a slow leak. So that's kind of humorous, only for those of you that were following my journey when my first air mattress had developed a small leak. Good news is I'll be in Delaware Water Gap in 2 days, and I will be staying in a roadway inn, and hopefully they have a bathtub and I can evaluate it and patch it. If not, then there's at least 2 outfitters in Delaware Water Gap. So I'm excited for today. Today is going to be a 19.9 mile day to the Leroy A. Smith shelter. But I'm mainly excited because in about 4 miles, I'm gonna reach Lehigh Gap, and the 1 mile climb out of the gap up to the Blue Mountain Ridge. It is considered to be a strenuous climb. Lots of boulder scrambling, some vertical climbing up and over boulders, and exposed rock faces. So I'm excited for it. There is a blue blaze that's supposed to take you around it. If for some reason you can't do it, but I only blue blaze to go see a point of interest and always return back to the white blazes, so I can never miss a blaze. I'm definitely doing a pure no-bow hike. So there's lots of things I've looked forward to on the trail, and this is just one of those huge goals and things that I've just heard about and read about, and now I'm gonna get to experience it today. So today's gonna be a dry water day. The last reliable water source is in 3 miles. And then from there, there's no water source for the next almost 20 miles to the Leroy A. Smith shelter. So it's important to plan water carries for this walk today. Up on the Blue Mountain Ridge, there is one water source on the trail, but it is considered emergency use only because it's known to contain dangerous metals. There are certain filters which do filter metals, but mine is not one of them, and so that is not a viable water source. There's also 3 reliable water sources along the way, but they are at least a half a mile off trail. So I'd have to be prepared to at least add a mile to my day to use any of those sources. The other option is just pack extra water, which is what I intend to do to get me through that time. But all in all, it's going to be a fantastic day, and I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you following me. Let's get started. First view of the day. We're looking down at Palmerton and Lehighton. It's going to be an amazing day. I can just know it. This is the prettiest walk this morning. It's peaceful. I didn't expect those views down into Palmerton and Lehigh from up here. But with the sunrise in the background, gosh, it was gorgeous. And this little, I don't know if you call this a fern gully or what, but boy, this little walk here is just gorgeous. There's no birds right now, but I can hear the crickets still. It's very peaceful. So I had mentioned that there is a bypass trail that bypasses Lehigh Gap. It rejoins the AT in 1.5 miles. So that's that blue blaze for those that seek to avoid Lehigh Gap. We, however, are headed this way. So this is our last reliable water source before we reach the Leroy A. Smith. I should actually correct myself and say this is the last reliable on-trail water source. This one's 0.1 past the Washington Elderbridge shelter. But anyway, we're gonna camel up here, fill up 3 liters of water that I intend to carry up onto the Blue Mountain Ridge. We are finishing our descent into Lehigh Gap. And there's our destination. Come down here, across the bridge, and up to the next ridge. Pennsylvania Route 348. We need to cross so that we can get back up onto the trail, onto the walking path across the bridge. That's where we're headed. If Twinkle were with me, she would say that that looked ominous. And here we go. Thus begins our climb out of Lehigh Gap. In order to be fair to Maryland, Pennsylvania has its problems with vandalism too. Boy, it's a shame. I am so grateful for the air in my lungs, the strength in my legs and arms, and I'm grateful that I could share this moment. What an amazing trail. Everybody, we are on top of Blue Mountain Ridge. Let me give you one last look. Town of Palmerton and this amazing view. Well, everybody, the walk is going great today. The trail is very smooth. There have been some rocky patches, but nothing too difficult. Today's going so great. In fact, I'm making terrific time. I'm 3.7 miles away from the Leroy A. Smith shelter, which is my destination for the day. But I'm moving so fast, I'm on pace to get there before 3 o'clock. With so much time remaining, I may decide to push forward a little bit more. About 4 miles beyond the shelter, there is a motel that is right off the trail, 0.2 to be exact, near Lehigh Gap. And so I may decide to do that. Hopefully they would have a bathtub, and then I could leak test my pad, find out where the leak is coming from, and hopefully patch it. We'll see what I decide to do. Everybody, looks like we're going to pick up the AT there tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to head down about 0.2 miles to the Gateway Hotel to see if I can get a room. And so everybody, it was an amazing day. I'm still just so excited that I'm able to cross climbing Lehigh Gap off of my bucket list of items on the Appalachian Trail. It truly was everything that I had hoped it would be and more, and I remain grateful that I was able to share that with you. It was a thrilling climb, and the views were spectacular. So all in all, it ended up being a 24.4 mile day to Pennsylvania 33, where I left the trail for a motel room. I am not in the Gateway Motel. They didn't have any vacancies, but I did find another hotel. And the good news is, while I'm here, I was actually able to find the leak in my sleeping mat. So I'm going to wait for this to finish drying, and then I will be able to patch it. It's a very simple test on how to find these leaks. For those that don't know, the actual easiest way to do it is with a spray bottle with a solution of water and just dish soap. You could also use shampoo or any other kind of soap. And then you just spray it when it's inflated, and you'll see air bubbles. Without that, I just filled a bathtub here in the hotel, submerged the pad, and I could see the air bubbles coming up. And from there, I was able to pinpoint the location and mark it with a permanent marker. And then once it's dry, I'll be able to patch that portion. So all in all, it was definitely worth coming in at the very least just to find that. I don't even need to repair it tonight, because tomorrow's plans are going to have me coming back to a hotel. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to return back to the trail. I'm going to hike 15.5 miles from Wind Gap, Pennsylvania to Delaware Water Gap. And from there, I will actually take a 0 to rest my body, because that is a lesson learned on the trail. It is important to take those zeros ahead of time. And so thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for all of your concerns with my recent back issues. I am glad to say they're behind me, but I want them to stay behind me. And so I am going to take a zero, and then I'm going to prepare to leave the state of Pennsylvania once that zero is over and move on into New Jersey. So I'm super excited about that. The same as I am with every new phase of this through hike. And I look forward to sharing those portions of the journey with you. Thank you once again, everybody. I'm Brix.